All right, so welcome to our commentary of Superman Batman Public Enemies. Last week we did Superman Doomsday, which, by the way, Alex, how was that?
That is one big pile of shit.
Yep. And somehow the DC animated movie universe did that and did both those parts way better. So we are going to look at a good adaptation of a really good comic, which has been going on longer than and they've actually made adaptations of this with Tim Daly as Superman and Kevin Conroy as Batman.
And not just random celebrities as the voices like they have in so many of the other movies.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and we also got Clancy Brown back as Sexy Lexi.
Good.
What?
Anyways, you got the movie pulled up?
Yep, I
Yeah.
got mine pulled up.
Yeah,
So, whatever.
I had a bit of an issue earlier because I have misplaced my copy of the Superman Batman double feature and had a hell of a time getting the audio to work when I was trying to reroute things to make it work on my computer, so I wound up having to put it on my tablet, and then I had to deal with ads. That's fantastic.
Meanwhile, I've only got like ad blocker, and well, the rest is history on that part.
Yep.
So I'm going to be watching from DC Universe. If you have DC Universe or your copy of Superman Batman Public Enemies, do insert it because we are about to begin.
Yes. And we will be getting started in, if you're ready at least, we'll be getting started in 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Warner Premiere.
Gone
A
but not
Time
forgotten.
Warner. And Detective Comics.
Yet again. At least it's not that DC Fold logo.
And now there is anarchy in the city.
You could have at least gotten a bucket before you smashed open the coin return. Nice CGI coin there, buddy.
Indeed. Ouch.
Only can you tell this was made in, what, 2008, 2009, I think?
This came out in 2009.
Okay, yeah, financial crisis. Animation is hard, people.
Indeed. Ouch. How does Lex's face look in this one?
It looks weird, but it doesn't look like he's the Red Skull trying to pretend to be human.
So unlike in the comic, we don't have Jon Stewart on Captain Atom's squad. We have Black Lightning. Sure you did, Lex. Sure you did. We didn't get like this huge thing in the comic. And her cleavage. Katana gets a severely shortened role in this than the comic.
They also nerfed Power Girl's head. The heads in this movie are kind of weird, honestly. It's not as weird as the faces in the last one, but... Well, the last one we did, but...
Yeah. Well, then again, this is based off the comic where the art style is like...
Heavily stylized?
Yes, it was like this in this movie. It was like this movie in the first like 7 volumes. Then it changed in volume 8
Hmm.
or issue 8, I should say. Sounds like the kind of music from Injustice.
Yeah, it's the kind of generic superhero music I generally tend to not like.
Yeah,
Nope, Allison
uh,
Mack.
and CCH Pounder.
Better get out of here before she recruits you into a sex cult.
There's our culprit for the music.
It's not bad
He's
music, it's just not anything special.
he's responsible for the copyright claims I've received on Injustice.
Huh.
Which, by the way, we won't be seeing any of the Teen Titans or most of the Justice League in this is or the second movie.
Cutting down on characters, I guess?
Yep.
Hmm. Warner Brothers, have you been taking pointers from the Harry Potter movies that you also made?
Perhaps.
This is a rather unnecessarily extended opening credits sequence.
Yeah, I agree. But DC gives me the option to skip it. Oh, thanks a lot, Sam Liu, for ruining for making a not so good ship. I said it in Justice League vs. Titans. Sam Liu wanted to make Damian and Raven a ship.
Ah.
So I'm like, that's where that stupid ship came from. Because in Rebirth, she was shipped with Black Wally West.
The
With what?
CG appears to be much better in this movie than it was in Doomsday.
Yeah, I'll agree on that one.
Mostly because it's simpler and more stylized.
Yep. Maybe you shouldn't have been speeding down that way, jackass.
Physics! 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 What are they? Oh. See, the way that was shot, there was no way Superman was underneath him when that happened.
Yeah.
Power Girl just standing there looking like a fucking dope.
I swear, one of these days we got to watch Superman versus the Elite. It's a really good Superman story. Sure. Like Soups is ever going to say something positive about Lex. Rein in your cleavage.
The male characters look generally okay, but why does Power Girl have such a weird face?
Indeed, that is the $1,000,000 question.
And she's changing angles based on the camera angle. Just so that they can have her boobs facing the camera at all times.
Because we must see Power Girl's cleavage at all times.
Up, and away!
I have to wonder, depending on the angle, how big Power Girl's busts could possibly be.
I don't know, but it almost looks like she could have been played by Marie Claude Bourbonice.
and there's a kryptonite meteor heading to Earth.
Because of course there
Oh,
is.
and Amanda Waller could theoretically eat her own fat and lose weight.
That's uh,
Yes, let's nuke the fucker and be done with it. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Wow,
realize that
Lex.
like at
Lex, one of the
least a
smartest.
decent chunk of them would be incredibly vulnerable to that giant kryptonite meteor, right? Not even just
Yeah.
the Kryptonians. It literally gave Lex Luthor cancer in the comics.
Lex Luthor did get cancer in the Justice League cartoon, but only from like the kryptonite that he's carried around, which he somehow did not have the foresight to put inside of a lead container.
Well, he kept a kryptonite ring because it like gave him some kind of enhancements, but it also made him cancerous, so you know. It was an ego thing in the comics, I think.
Lex has an ego regardless of what adaptation we're talking about.
Yep.
Sure, it is. Sure, you could, Soups. Indeed.
With all those hard angle shadows, they look like characters from Naruto.
Yeah, but at the very least, both are well drawn. It's just.
Yeah, it's not like they have lines on their faces that make them look like they're 100 years old.
They probably thought, let's erase those lines so that it looks like there is a bone structure, but at the same time,
So that hanger is 62 AV and the other one is something 8. So I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Indeed. Well, it's because they know you know each other so well.
Lex and Clark's chins make them look like what is it? Omega Chin from Fairly Odd Parents?
Crimson Chin.
Crimson Chin, yeah.
Negate Chin is the anti Crimson Chin. Oh, hi, Metallo.
Hello.
Not voiced by Malcolm McDowell like in the Superman cartoon.
Fly away. Fly away, Clark.
Well, don't forget, every Metallo fight could basically be the closer he gets to Superman, the worse he is.
You've got the strength to throw a tire at him, but not enough strength to run the fuck away.
I know, right?
Okay, now run away. He's not dead.
Fly away, fly away. Nope. He's just gonna stay there like a dum dum.
If anything, that made it worse, Clark.
Yep. 'Cause now the pure kryptonite is exposed. You might as well start shooting the kryptonite laser beam, Metallo.
Just do the kryptonite arc reactor thing from the chest.
Yeah, that was also a thing in the show.
Run away. Oh, nice chainsaw and hammer you got there, buddy. I see that they aren't made out of kryptonite, so they're gonna be fucking worthless.
Yep. They're just made out of Metallo. Look at the CG on those tombstones.
Oh, of course this is taking place in a... Why is there a graveyard next to a fucking airfield?
Why was Gotham right next to Metropolis?
That's also a good question.
I mean, seriously, that was one of the dumbest decisions that movie made. Where are you? You know how I think they should have ended that movie?
How?
Not with like Doomsday, but with like Lex showing up as Batman's about to kill him, in a war suit, and he'd be like, "Oh, good, you did a good job, Batman. Now let me finish him off." And then
That
as
may
Super,
indeed have been the original plan before the script got leaked and they decided that they needed to change things up at the last minute, which is what Warner Brothers always fucking does.
and it definitely would have made for a better movie because then I would have been like, "Okay, I can suspend my disbelief for this."
Doomsday
Not
works
that
as a backup plan, honestly. Hey, but it's a bit of a... Oh,
it's like, how does Lex
nice,
Luthor's DNA?
nice fucking electro batarangs, Bruce.
Quick
Why didn't
question:
you
How?
pick him up in the fucking bat plane?
Indeed, something that gets recycled for Justice League Doom. Now he sticks him with some C4.
You know what he could have done? He does have guns attached to that fucking plane, despite the fact that he always has that no guns rule. He could, nah, I don't know, shoot the guy from afar, killing him, because he's, well, not killing him, but like destroying his body, you know? And I'm
Well, of
frozen again.
course he can regenerate.
Like, destroy his body for long enough to swoop in, get Superman, get out.
I
No,
love the
that would make too
sassy.
much sense.
I love the sassiness between these two.
What time are you at?
I am at 15, 56, 7, 8, 9, 16, 1601.
Okay, pause. Because I am completely frozen.
Oh, lovely. All right, so are you where I'm at? I'm at 1604.
No, I'm at 1449 still.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back in time. Gotta get back in time. All right, so I'm at the time you're at.
I'm still frozen.
Let me know when you're not frozen.
This is just going swimmingly.
Indeed. Somehow it's going. Somehow it's boding worse than Superman Doomsday, and that was mucked up by our like false starts and whatnot.
At least that I managed to find my Blu ray copy of.
Okay, so are we ready now?
No, unfortunately not. Here, allow me to show you.
Gonna screenshot this. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no. I have to do my best Maximilian dude impression. So has there been like anything interesting in this movie so far?
I like the concept. It's one of those, it really does remind me of the old comics from this era, but you know, eh, it's becoming a chore.
Yeah. Okay, so
It won't even pause long enough for me to buffer, and it won't rewind.
that's dumb.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find something. See
All
if I
right,
can't figure out how to make this work on the on my computer without
in the
it
meantime,
picking up.
I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh god. Ugh.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mute the movie and turn on closed captions. What time are we at? We're at 14 something, right?
1449. Basically, when Metallo grabs the kryptonite shard and forms a gun around it.
The fuck?
First time I saw this movie was like watching it
No,
from
that's
Beyond.
Apocalypse, not. There's Public Enemies.
Okay.
1449.
All right. So are we ready?
Um, I'm just trying to make sure that it's actually in the right place.
Right? You know, I'd have to make sure I just like rent and movies off of Amazon Prime. I'm just so that we could do like the DC animated movie universe because I want you to see what I see. Do you see what I see?
Okay, I
So
got
we
it.
ready?
Yeah.
So we ready?
So, 3, 2, 1. Ah, yes, just form a gun, because that's totally how that works. Mr.
Consider that Metal
Nanotechnology.
Consider that Metal was literally able to form a chainsaw and a hammer from nothing but his
Oh,
own
nice,
metal.
convenient open grave. That's not even as deep as it should be. And now it's way deeper than it was.
And Batman stuck some C4 onto Metallo, which would totally kill him.
Yeah, so much for the non-lethal approach, Batman. No, it's not. The heart is in the center of the chest. That's near his lung.
This won't be the first time Batman's buried in a grave.
No, but I think it might be the first time Superman has been buried alive. Oh yeah, that's totally how that works. He threw actual dirt down there, not a fucking log. Whatever the hell that is. Jesus Christ, what is up with the logic in this film? And he just found his other arm, I guess.
Yes, he must have regrew it.
You know, his design doesn't lend itself to nanotechnology the way the design of the T-1000 does.
Right. Which is bizarre since since he seems to give off T-1000 vibes.
Okay, so how did you guys end up underneath the rubble when you blasted your way down, apparently?
Oh, just wait until we get to playing Resident Evil 6. You could see how bizarre the geography in that game is.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You're both damsels in distress. Just let's admit it.
The love of fucking God, just reach a finger in there and grab that shit. It's not a bullet, it's just a shard. Do you not have bat tweezers, Bruce?
He did have tweezers, but
And you
apparently
don't
he
have
lost them.
waterproof flashlights in that utility belt? Come on.
The sass
Yeah,
between these two.
good villains never die. Yes, I know. It's because they always keep getting brought back because they're so goddamn popular.
Mm-hmm.
It's why the Jokers never actually stayed dead. Why
Except
does the
in
bullet hole change size in his chest all the time?
that is a good question. You know, the Joker did stay dead in the DC animated universe.
Well, not really. There was another Joker too. Identify yourselves. Who the fuck do you think we are? Oh, hi, Alfred.
Yep.
And you can see from that angle that he can clearly see that it is Bruce and Clark. They just wanted to have that moment. You couldn't have just had him say, hey, oh, Batman, Superman, and the hell are you guys doing? Oh,
uh,
you're hurt. Let's get to the Batcave.
you know, funny enough, in the comic, John Corbin was revealed to have killed Bruce's parents in that continuity.
Hmm. Na
Sure
na
he
na na.
did.
NBC News.
It's all fake news, man.
Well, considering it's Lex Luthor on screen, I have to imagine it is.
Uh, uh Soups, he's a humanitarian.
Yes, because we totally believe that there's not something between this section and something else. This is not. That is not even the angle that happened from. What the fuck?
I think that was from like another camera or
I,
something.
I know, but the thing was, he smashed it, uh, grill first onto Metallo, or
Yeah,
or uh, whatever it was. He was facing the gas tank when he shot it with his eye beams.
that's chump change for
Is
Lex
the
Luthor.
is the president of the United States? Oh, nice statue in the middle of the White House grounds. I wonder if that's a tradition in the DC universe or if it's just, something that he did.
And meanwhile, I'm rooting for the Question to come up and strangle him with his tie. You would need to see Justice League Unlimited to get that one. Oh dear. My cleavage is getting bigger and I don't know what to do.
And yet somehow my thighs are getting smaller, which doesn't make any sense because I work legs every day.
And then Lex like, let me guess. Have you seen the Wonder Woman 1984 or cover? Yeah, not a good not something you should have looked up.
Her knees are so spindly.
And I think Nightwing and Superboy aren't in here to get.
Her calves are thick, but her knees are so tiny.
Indeed. Yes, just believe an obvious liar like Sexy Lexi.
Okay, remind me, how tall is Lex supposed to be?
I'd have to Google that real quick. Give me
Okay.
a second.
I got it. Height
Uh-huh.
400 feet. That can't be right. Okay, so according to the character profile wiki, he's 6'2". Now let's look up Power Girl. Power Girl is not on this wiki. That's stupid.
Indeed.
She's 6'1", so she's only an inch shorter than he is.
And I'm guessing they made her look even shorter.
Yeah, they made her look about 2 to 3 inches shorter than he is, which is very odd. It's not that difficult to just draw them correctly. Just move her up in the frame a little bit.
Freeze!
And she weighs 160 pounds, approximately 50 of which is boob alone.
You don't say. Ah, Silver Banshee, no.
Ah! Extremely loud sounds, my only weakness.
I don't like your tasted music, Banshee.
Somehow, Bruce Wayne survived that.
And is fighting Killer Frost and Mr. Freeze.
Yes, a pair of supervillains. A pair of well-known supervillains.
Let's just drag her up into space.
Time to German suplex her or pile driver like I did to Doomsday. 3 cold
4.
based. Is that
4
3?
base.
4 cold
No, that's
based
4.
people?
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 cold based people in the same fucking thing. I didn't notice that guy. Who looks like Jack Frost with a big nose.
Yeah, I don't know who that is supposed to be either.
Yeah, I actually don't remember who that is.
I know 3 of them.
Yeah, there's Killer Frost, Mr. Freeze, and Captain Cold. Hypothermia! Hey, I'm just gonna go motorboat these boobs later. Okay? Is that cool with you? Don't tell Lois.
Oh, hi, Mongol and Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday.
Where's Wonder Woman?
Where's any of the Justice League?
Yeah, that it seems like the Justice League wouldn't. All you are is a rat with wings. That's not untrue, but I'm pretty sure that's an insult to bats, because bats like
In,
actually have a helpful purpose, whereas rats just kind of make things worse.
indeed.
He Batman of all people passes
Hold
out after
on.
2 seconds underwater.
Hold on. Funny enough, Mongol's grunts are done by Bruce Timm.
Huh. Interesting. Well, at least it was a ploy. Oh,
Hi, Lady
he got
Shiva.
taken from behind by Lady Shiva. You and me both, Clark. Honestly, I was never more sick of Lex Luthor than the President arc in the comics.
Nice slow-mo of her boobs.
Yeah. Well, I see you've now got your own pair of tits to motorboat, so I'm gonna leave you to it. Oh, god damn it. Keep getting cock blocked.
Hi, Nightshade.
Seriously, how do these people keep ambushing these two? They're some of the absolute best. Superman has super hearing,
Oh, hi,
for crying
Grodd,
out loud.
who also doesn't speak in this movie.
Yes, never mind the fact that he is a talking gorilla. Bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba da bum bum.
Let's knock her out. Oh, now your super hearing works.
Amazing. It's almost as if they write this so that they can have whatever they need to have happen rather than acting consistently. Hi, Black Manta and
Dead shot.
Dead Shot. Yeah, I was about to say, oh, uh, King Shark is here too.
King
Keep
Shark is a shark.
keep John Constantine away from here. We don't need his bunghole to be stretched any further.
There are 4 words to define John Constantine: blonde, British, bisexual, and bottom.
And we have Bane here getting his ass kicked in
again.
literally 2 seconds. This is the man who once broke the bat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Yes, Deadshot, a guy who shoots guns, runs into melee range of the Man of Steel.
And Superman took out Giganta. Oh no, they're about to get surrounded. Whatever will they do?
Whatever will we, maybe we could just fly the fuck out of here.
Oh, hi. Hey, Captain Atom.
Oh, hi. Uh, I guess Karor's gone.
Oh, and Starfire's here for some reason.
Yeah, Starfire, the only member of the Titans to actually show up in this.
By the way, Star, why are you siding with sexy Lexi? Of course he does. Meanwhile, thousands of miles away. So I finally posted in document format the plans for the Justice League Apocalypse War thingamabobber. Yep. You have to ask her and her cleavage. Major Force is angry. Piece of what? I didn't hear that. Oh,
Why
hi,
are her
Katana.
why do Power Girl's arms always change position with every alternate shot?
Who knows?
Like they were above her boobs in one shot, then they were below them, and then they were to her side, and then they just kind of moved, and her boobs just keep changing size in every shot too. So,
And Black
yes,
Lightning is. Mm,
yeah, someone with a sword taking on the actual ninja. That makes sense.
yes, that makes total and complete sense.
And now Black Lightning and Starfire are out, and Captain Atom is. I'm not. Captain Atom and Major Force being on the same team just doesn't sound right, you know?
Yeah, it really doesn't. Meanwhile, Batman's fighting Black Lightning.
Wasn't he just almost knocked out a few seconds ago?
Apparently.
I'm
Eh,
starting to wonder what the fuck these guys are. Hmm. Bruce, you. Okay, Clark, you do realize Bruce is in that tornado, right? And he is less powerful than Captain Atom and Major Force. How is Power Girl being swept up in this? She's at least as powerful as Clark.
Yeah, come on. Her and her cleavage should not have been swept up so easily. Oh, and unlike in the comic, Katana does not join the good guys.
And where the hell did Batman go?
He's Batman.
Oh my god.
Batman must have been like, I'm gonna teleport.
You know, somehow I recall this being better choreographed in the comics.
Yeah. Though I could imagine a parody version of this, just us having at times Lex being in communication with Gendo Ikari based on how you were thinking of that version of the nuke the fucker bit.
Yeah.
And
Yes,
Captain
because
Adams.
You know, this was
And
this was a great idea. Getting the fucking psychotic mass murderer or on the Batman wasn't even with you when you flew out of there. But seriously, psychotic mass murderer or something on there? Or why did you get why is Major Force on your team?
because Lex Luthor.
Okay, now her thighs are thick. Remember people, thick thighs save lives. But her triceps, she appears to have skipped tricep day in the time she spent working thighs off screen.
But seriously, Starfire, why are you on Team Luthor?
Why is Starfire here at all when the Titans aren't? Now, now she's got B cups. Can they not draw her? Starfire has bigger boobs than Power Girl does.
Somehow. And apparently, Starfire's grunts are done by Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, Starfire also looking like Rogue from the X-Men cartoon.
Hasn't she always looked like Rogue from the X-Men cartoon?
She's looking more like her right now, though. And of course, there was also the 2003 Teen Titans series where she looked quite a bit more unique, where she had the straight hair as opposed to the bushy hair.
Yeah. And they could have done a little bit more with her hair in the Injustice 2 game when she was DLC, but that game's flying character animation needs work.
That was a terrible somersault. We're seriously pitting Batman against Major Force.
Remember, with any amount of prep time, Batman can beat anybody.
And we also have Major Force here and no Kyle Rayner.
Yeah, that is a good question. Where is Kyle Rayner?
It's almost like he would have, I don't know, something to say about that because what's the. Oh, yeah, Major Force killed his girlfriend.
Ay, ay, ay.
He's kind of a massive. Did they keep changing key animators on her between shots?
Oh, dear.
I think he might be about to go nuclear. Can you throw him up into space quick? Quick.
And they're going to just put a force field around him. Because Black Lightning can totally do that.
Oh, yeah, lightning is totally able to counteract a nuclear explosion.
This isn't like how in the comics they had Jon Stewart in there.
Yeah, it's kind of a problem with not having any of the Green Lanterns here yet. Or at all, for my knowledge, because I haven't actually watched this movie before.
And Captain Atom is about to take on that radiation. He's T-posing for dominance.
And he looks like Omega Donald Trump in that shot.
Oh, dear.
Like how he's always drawn in the Walmart comic.
Oh, God. That was a weird thing.
I still haven't read it. It looks like it's really fucking weird.
Yeah, it does look really weird.
Well,
I haven't...
Major Force is dead, despite that not actually being possible.
Yeah, he's living energy. And somehow I found a way to kill off Captain Atom in the Apocalypse invasion. Somehow.
Yes, Power Girl's boobs are back to being C cups, and her face. What's wrong with your face?
I forget, where is that from?
Mr. Plinkett.
Okay, I'll have to look up Mr. Plinkett, What's Wrong with Your Face, just to see the original thing.
Very phallic missiles.
Remember, it's Lex Luthor.
Yes, the Earth Mother's most exotic sex aid. Wormhole generator initiated, and that is one of the worst effect shots in the entire movie.
Yep.
You didn't need to generate a wormhole, you could have just pointed it at it. Are you telling me you needed a wormhole to send them an extra, what, 30 feet? Fuck
Oh yeah,
off.
that totally worked. That's why there's several more minutes to this movie.
Yes, that's why we have another 27 minutes left.
Yep, the meteor's still intact.
Celebrated too soon. You're not going to believe this. Operation Certain Failure has failed.
Oh god. We're totally naming it that if we ever abridge this movie.
Well, that'd be me lifting a line from Gigux Ava Bridged. No, it wouldn't be Ava Bridged. It'd Little Karibo's one shot. Operation
Yeah.
Certain Failure has failed. Might I suggest that we try instead Operation Probable Success?
Lex Luthor, unlike Gendo, doesn't actually attempt this. Oh, and now we're going into the base, and Power Girl is with them,
Yes,
and no Katana.
Power Girl who looks like Luke Skywalker from behind. And whose breasts have shrunken and back to B cups for some reason.
Power Girl's breasts as shrink and grow with every shot.
Power Girl's cleavage is a scroll.
That makes too much sense. Yes, let's
Yes.
go on foot.
In our incredibly colorful and easily spotted
Oh,
costumes.
speaking of which, hi Shazam.
Why is Captain Marvel on the side of Luthor?
And Hawkman, too.
Fucking Hawkman. Billy, Connor, what the fuck?
I thought it was Carter.
Carter. Fuck, Connor is Superboy. I'm bad with names. Yeah, Connor
And
Hall.
Corey Burton is voicing in both Carter and Shazam.
Yes, the bat wire cutters. Which
Ooh.
one would think that design on the cutters would make them more difficult to use, but whatever. This is really starting to remind me of Civil War, the comic.
I was gonna say the comic or the movie.
No, the movie kind of had reasons for why characters did what they did. The comic didn't.
Yeah, at least the movie gave us actual character motivations.
Yeah, the comic had way too many characters, and they just kind of threw whoever into scenes so that they could have people fighting. And
Yeah.
better, those comms are never in their ears in any shot. They don't even have like a gray dot. They just have them in close-up shots.
Oh, and that missile somehow took out Shazam.
Yes, and somehow fit in Bruce's wrist gauntlet. Because reasons.
Oh, hi, Billy. Whom for one little bit of line, for one single word is voiced by Rachel McFarlane.
Never mind the fact that he is not a preteen boy and is actually a teenager, but... And that totally makes sense because did he have a robotic hand at this point in the comic? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Okay, because there's no way that... Nice Kylo Ren scar you got going on there.
I was gonna say Squall Leonhart, but... Hmm. Yes, because Batman's totally gonna take on Shazam and come out on top.
Why are his eyes shut in that scene?
Because he's a fan of Brock.
That was
So we
always a really
riot?
weird
Yeah,
thing. How
fuck
did he...
the city. $10 a can?
$10 a can for lima beans? What the fuck is this?
What alternate reality is this?
I
This
thought
thing.
Luther fixed the economy. What the fuck?
Indeed.
Did the people who made this... Was that supposed to be a joke? That's not funny. That just makes me wonder if you have any clue what you're doing.
Oh dear. Oh my.
You're nothing without your performance-enhancing drugs.
Those are some massive pecs. Must have done that 5-second massive pec class that Cosmo did.
Oh, I can see he's not skipping tricep day. If he was any bigger... No, now he is bigger, and he's built like The Rock. How did Waller get on the desk?
That is a good question.
They were several feet away from the desk, and now they're right next to the desk.
Oh my.
Oh my god, Lex, do you not have a prettier woman that you could be doing this with?
Evidently not.
There's got to be somebody out there who's less of a pun not intended wall. This is so clearly Superman and Batman, isn't it?
Yep.
How the fuck?
Apparently,
Billy's not
according
going to
to
be happy that you tore his suit, is he?
Billy's like, hey, where'd my clothes go?
I need an adult. I am an adult.
Oh dear.
Looks like the Thundercats logo on his chest there. You do realize that crushing it with the mace isn't gonna make it not delete all the files, right? In fact, that's
Yeah.
actually going to completely destroy any chance of recovery.
Except Waller has it all on a drive.
Yes, just walk up and hand it to Batman, because that's, totally not... Why is the logo black?
That is a good question.
Bitch, are you for real? Did you not inject enough of the crypto steroids? Do you need more, really?
Yes.
Do you really have to turn into the Abomination here? Oh, hey,
Evident. It's
it's
the
that...
war suit.
Yeah, it's the war suit that always shows up in everything, regardless of whether it's actually in the show or not. I actually have a figure of the war suit from Batman v Superman, even though it never actually showed up in the movie.
How does it look?
Interesting. They just called it Lex Luthor, but, you know. Last I checked, Lex Luthor was not green and purple in the movie.
Last I
What?
checked, Last I checked, Lex Luthor didn't have hair,
Lex Jr. does.
right? And
I'd
last I
like to
checked,
know. I'd like to know why none of them ever aimed for his head. His head is exposed. It's a big shiny
maybe there's a
bald
force
target.
field.
They could at least show that.
And you know what's an even better question? Or a
What?
better thing?
What?
Last I checked, Lex Luthor wasn't as mentally unstable as the Joker.
He's actually not. That's the funny thing.
I was more
He's
making a reference to Batman v Superman and
no,
Lex
I know.
Luthor's blatant
I
in
know that's the point.
instability.
He's actually not. That's the whole thing. He's actually lucid in his scenes where he's not actively putting on an act that would get him shipped off to Arkham rather than where he can be broken out by
Yeah.
Deathstroke in the next movie.
Yeah, seriously.
Power Girl's boobs are drawn like an inconsistent circle while protruding from her chest.
You know what she plans to fill all that circle with?
Uh
A logo of a cleavage window.
I wasn't sure where you were gonna take that, but I like it.
Oh, hi, Toy Man.
Well, at least you look less ridiculous than you did in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Where he looked like a goth. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Bruce, did you really have to let him do that? Also, he looks like a character from Digimon.
Eh, I don't blame you for thinking that way.
Now both lenses are back in there, when one clearly just fell out. What the hell?
Indeed.
What is he, around like 3.5 feet tall? Uh,
I don't know.
that is a very gaudy robot.
Looks better than the one that's and Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman combined. That looked awful.
Do you remember the storyline in the comic where they were like the gods of justice or whatever the fuck?
I don't think so. Oh, and Power Girl gets jobbed so hard by Lex Luthor.
She is as powerful as Superman. What the fuck?
Indeed.
This is like in Supergirl, where Supergirl always has to have Clark come in and save her whenever things get serious because she's an inexperienced bitch who forsook the whole power and responsibility thing.
You know,
And of
weirdly
course, we
enough,
never
the
actually saw him because he was played by a CGI model of Henry Cavill's supersuit in season 1, but
funny enough, the guy who plays Superman in later seasons is the same guy who voices Sephiroth in the
Yeah,
Final
Tyler
Fantasy
Hoechlin.
VII remake.
Tyler Hoechlin. He also played Tom Hanks's son in Road to Perdition.
It's weird that we have two actors who played Superman also play Sephiroth.
Yeah. And then okay,
Ow.
you're just going to sit there and take that, are you, Clark? You're not going to use your super speed to move the fuck out of the way?
You're not Jotaro Kujo.
The funny thing about Tyler Hoechlin is that he is really short for Superman. Every other actor who's played Superman is really tall. And it's especially evident in the Crisis crossover, where they get Brandon Routh and Tom Welling back.
Wow. What did you
You could
think of Brandon Routh's Superman in Superman Returns?
honestly, he was a really good casting choice, but it was a really mediocre movie.
Right.
And I
And
guess part of the problem was that it was following on from the honestly pretty mediocre or um movies from the 70s and 80s, but
which, by the way,
it's
somehow resurrected Superman, which somehow resurrected Martha Kent for the fifth movie, even though she was dead by Superman 4.
oh well, Superman 3 and 4 aren't actually followed in that. It follows on from Superman 2,
So we're
specifically the
just gonna.
Richard Donner cut.
So basically, we're pretending in Superman 3 and 4 didn't happen.
Basically, and also pretending that the the 5 years that passed are the 25 years that passed in real life are 5 years in their time, despite the fact that technology has advanced by around 25 years. Kind of like in the most recent Saw movie, where they had modern technology in like 1990
Oh,
something.
and unlike in the comic where Captain Atom pilots the rocket, Batman's going to be doing this.
Ah, yes, because rule of character conservation, I think it is. It's the exact same problem that afflicted the Harry Potter movies.
Yep.
Because fucking Warner Brothers.
Yep. So how many things would have to be cut for my version of Justice League Apocalypse War would need to how many things would be need to be cut for that to actually be greenlit?
Oh, well, for Warner Brothers to make it as they are now, they'd probably wind up slashing it down to around two 90-minute movies. You really don't know that, Clark. Also, how was sheer willpower overpowering Kryptonite?
Because he's Superman.
This isn't Dragon Ball Z, though.
It
You can't
might as
just
well
will your
be.
weakness away.
I can if I want to, damn it.
This is gonna end like the Avengers, isn't it? Where Bruce just kind of falls back through the wormhole.
This came out 3 years before the Avengers.
I know.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. I have never seen Doctor Who, and yet that was what I was thinking of with that wormhole.
Well, the opening title sequence is kind of a meme, anyways, so.
Well, Family Guy ended up introducing me to that theme.
Okay, how is this a movie less well animated than Dragon Ball was in the 80s?
That is a good question.
It's not that it's bad, it's just that it looks like it looks so flat. There's hardly any dynamics to it.
Superman Batman Apocalypse does animation a little better, or I'll say.
Hmm. You know, in Japan, direct to video means that they took a lot of time and effort to put into the animation. And then they could put stuff in it. Oh, they cut that punch for some reason. But in Japan, direct to video means they put a lot of time, effort, and money into making the animation look as good as they possibly could. In America, it means that they couldn't reach a full 90 minutes and didn't have the full budget to make it look as good as they could.
I would still like to imagine like some kind of specifics for what WB would have to cut for my version of Justice League Dark Apocalypse War to float.
Oh, all of the character development,
Are
i.e.,
you
all the stuff that makes it good.
What character development have you seen that has been really good?
Well, it'd mostly be like Damien's stuff. Cause
Wow.
yeah, because that would be considered like not part of the main plot.
And I'm like,
Are you gonna turn back time to bring back Bruce?
if he could turn back
I
time,
just realized that
if he could find a way.
Clark's eyebrows look like batarangs.
Maybe he
Yay, we're
secretly.
poorly drawn. Also, that explosion was apparently near enough to the Earth that they could see it, but far enough away that you had to use a fucking wormhole. How and why?
Oh, hi, Captain Adam.
I'm sorry, I'm useless.
I gotta go save my bestie.
I'm gonna go fly through a cloud of vaporized kryptonite.
In the comic, Lex Luthor actually got away.
You know, this really does strike me like the Harry Potter movies. If they just made it accurate to the original story, it would have been so much better and made a hell of a lot more sense.
Yes.
Oh, Bruce, you're poorly drawn
And still alive.
and still alive. How? And
Because
almost
I'm
back to Earth.
Batman.
How?
Remember, it's because he's Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
How it should have ended, it's Batman has all the answers. Should we just add that as a joke somewhere in there? Just
Lame,
be
lame,
like,
lame, lame, lame. This is such a
who did you
stupid conclusion.
contact?
Bad CG. I contacted Bad CG. That is one of the worst animated models I have seen in my life. God damn it, Soups. Rescue Heroes, the movie, was better animated than that model.
Oh, dear.
You know, we might riff that next if you can find a copy of it.
What?
Rescue Heroes, the movie.
If I can find it on Amazon.
Oh, it's not on Amazon.
Okay, then where do I find it?
Okay. Do you have a VCR?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to look on eBay for the DVD?
Hold on, let me see how much that son of a bitch is gonna cost
I
me.
think it's only like $3 or $4, but it's like it's got some quality animation in it. Also, who the fuck was that in helicopter? Was that supposed to be Lois? How did... There's nothing for him to swing off of that wasn't in Superman's line of sight.
Did you forget that this is Batman we're talking about?
Hi, honey.
So so Soups is gonna proceed to make out with Lois, smile at the camera, and then cut to credits. At
Hi,
least that's
honey.
what my version of this would be.
Do you know my secret identity in this version or not? I can't remember if that's a
I
thing still.
presume. So that was Superman, Batman, and Public Enemies.
Yes, which I had to watch on mute for the last hour because my my tablet wouldn't load the rest of it. So I've been reading the subtitles.
That's a shame.
Yeah, I'll probably
Okay,
go back and watch it on my own later.
okay, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Well, it's not as bad as Doomsday. It's actually kind of all right. Oh, hey, storyboard by Jay Oliva. That's cool. And Sam Liu.
I kind of think this movie was definitely a pretty good DC movie.
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. It's not perfect, obviously.
Superman Batman Apocalypse is definitely better in in my honest opinion.
Yeah, this is one of those films where it's not as good as it could be. It's not as good as it should be, but it's also way better than the previous ones that, excuse me, have been. And oh, it was animated in Korea, so that makes sense.
Oh dear lord, you're
Yeah,
right.
Warner Brothers tends to farm their animation out to Korea a bunch, and sometimes it
There,
turns out really
there's
good.
your
Like,
target. Fire, fire for the glorious Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
yeah, they tend to outsource a lot of animation to South Korea, and it winds up
Run, run for the glorious Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
looking fairly all right if it's like Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, etc. But for like the digital era, this is when certain Korean studios started being in like the absolute bottom tier of filler animation. And
Oh,
this
you mean
is
like Studio? Oh, you mean like Studio Dean, or
yeah.
even better, ah,
What about the guys who did Steven Universe?
hmm,
Because I'm pretty sure both of those are located in Korea somewhere. South
yeah,
Korea, anyways.
yes, because piracy is not a victimless crime, people.
The irony being that if I had pirated this, I wouldn't have had to deal with the anti piracy messages.
Indeed.
I always say that at the end of every single Marvel and DC movie, because they always have those. Like,
In
guys, I paid you for the 4K. I don't need you preaching to me about this. I
and I
already
paid.
bought the damn movie.
Hold on a sec. She's at Auntie's place. Sorry, my dad was asking where my mom was.
And that is Superman Batman Public Enemies. Not as good as the comic, at least that I remember, but better than
Yeah,
Doomsday.
the comic was definitely better than the movie. I
Yep.
liked some things in the movie a little better, but the comic is definitely the preferred way to enjoy this story.
Which is a shame because I like to see this stuff brought to life.
Indeed. So, so tell, so
Tell
how would
me!
you, so how would you rate this? Like out of 10?
Oh, I'd probably go about a 5 or a 6. Better than like the 2 or the 3 that I would have given Doomsday.
I kind of liked this movie anyway, so I kind of give it a 7 or 8.
Yeah, I might be a bit more critical of it than you in that regard because, like, I always hate to see what Warner Brothers does to good stories like this.
You know, I could also imagine in WB cutting down on like certain get eggs on my story, like cutting down the idea of Beast Boy somehow convincing Raven to spin around on the swivel chairs of the Hall of Justice his table.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they'd cut. They actually cut all of Sir Cadogan's scenes from Prisoner of Azkaban, despite the fact that they were more relevant to the plot than about half of the stuff they left in.
Ouch.
Yeah. Like, I'm not even kidding. Alfonso Cuarón got away with so much bullshit in that film.
And yet it's one of the better regarded Harry Potter or movies.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay, which Harry Potter movie do you think was the best?
Well, it's either Philosopher's Stone or Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, definitely. For me, it was definitely Deathly Hollows.
Even that, even that had plot critical stuff deleted from it.
Of course it did. Like how Harry Potter got a mirror shard art that was supposed to explain.
No, 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 no. That was cut from the previous. No, not the previous movie. From Order of the Phoenix, along with every other
Course.
bit of that film. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video series about those eventually because
I don't, some part of me also wanted to make like a series similar to like Hamon Beats every anime and manga difference for like stuff like Berserk and My Hero Academia.
oh yeah, yeah, that's one of the things I plan to do. It's like let's point out all of the places where the deviations made it worse.
I kind of wanted to just make like say like every like actual different, and because even if Studio OLM was quite faithful to the original source material of Berserk, they still mucked up quite a number of things. Like it looks like, even though people can say what they will about the 2012 movie trilogy, but at least that looks like it's consistently in motion. Whereas the 97 anime is basically a manga that occasionally moves. So it's like
Mildly
you
animated radio is what I believe it was once called back in the day.
right? And reminder, this is OLM is the same studio that animated Pokemon.
Hmm.
And sadly, Berserk feels like it was just like a in-between thing they were doing at the time while they were doing Pokemon. You know what? I could also imagine WB cutting out
What?
like anything to do with like any actual romance and whatnot, because they're like, oh, this isn't integral to the plot. And I'm like, you, I'm like, look at me, AWB. Really look at me and you tell me, do character motivations make sense?
I thought you were going
Do
to say, "Hey, do I really look like a guy who cares?"
Because what I would want is like, if they were going to adapt this, at the very least, is ensure that the characters would still act like themselves
Oh,
and not
characters
just.
acting like themselves. Why would you want that?
It's almost like I'd want.
Are you some kind of alt right Nazi?
Evidently. So I'm sure a lot of people who would read the document would be like, "Oh, why did you kill off all these characters that seem like they had so much?" And I'm like, there's it's an R-rated movie that still has to have a considerable body count."
Endgame and Infinity War killed off a lot of people too.
Yeah. They had a sizable body count.
Yep.
So,
By the way,
and
let me see. The trailer for the Snyder Cut is coming soon. I'm hyped.
link it to me when it comes out, and we'll just like react to it.
Oh, I will. There's also, and this was released a while ago, the Black Suit Superman scene. That's out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They apparent apparently that this might actually make this have been somewhat of a good thing in hindsight. They didn't let him have a proper black suit on set.
That's
But
stupid.
yeah, but Zach was able to go back and recolor it to make it look like the black suit, which, funnily enough, looks better than all of the recoloring that they did in the Justice League.
Okay, so
Because regrading a movie that was shot with blue lighting to red always works out well. Oh wait, no it doesn't.
okay, so you
Highlander
know,
2.
okay, so one thing I was thinking of, like, if I were to ever like do a story where since in this universe where it's like this would be a side story in between part 2 and 3 of just like a Dark Apocalypse War, or Damien would just have his bit as Batman. I would I was debating like between a plot similar to Arkham Origins with a mix of Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I but
Now,
then I just but then
I
I
think
thought,
I think we should leave this off and discuss this off camera because, well,
yeah,
off recording
yeah,
because the people who are
sorry.
watching this won't know what the hell we're talking about.
Okay, so we'll leave that it off.
Yeah, you may find out eventually once this whole little plan goes public.
Yeah, I already kind of posted a text document and of a bit of it, so it's somewhat public.